Hey everybody, this is Kohdok here, and we're gonna play a little bit of Disney Infinity. As far as games go, I don't know if it's really that good. It's very different from Skylanders in that it's more of a sandbox kind of game. I guess the fact that Toybox sounds like sandbox should have been a tip-off to that. The actual story mode, though, it's pretty much like your typical licensed game, and that's frankly not that fun. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed in that. They had the chance to really go against Kanan, and they didn't really do that. Anyway, today I'm going to show off a little creation I've made called Adventure Park, Agrabah, and More. I'm sorry if you can't really read the text there. This DVR only records in standard def. Anyway, I'm gonna load that up. Another thing is they don't let you play as any character anytime you want, which was something that Skylanders did really well, and something I was happy about, but the thing is, you can only play as Cars in Cars World and Pirates in Pirates World. No, I want to play as Mr. Incredible beating up pirates, and I want to drive around Metroville as Lightning McQueen. I mean, I guess the fact that the characters have such different abilities means that they wouldn't be able to progress in the story, but that's not a bad thing. It means you're going to have to switch back to the appropriate characters at some point. But at least give us the freedom to play as who we want, or, you know, make it a reward for clearing the regular story mode. After you beat the story mode, you can plug in any character. That makes sense to me. Otherwise, I'd have to build the toy box. The toy box, though, is pretty fun, if a bit clunky. Oh, speaking of clunky, the folks who made this game don't even seem to know button mapping. Oh, here we are.
Hey, I'm Lightning. Nice to meet you.
I love that little frown he does at the end. He's like, oh god. he kind of comes in all excited, then he kind of loses half of his confidence, and then he just turns terminally depressed. Anyway, yeah, this is the special Lightning McQueen. But first, let's take a look at Adventureland. So, you know how in the regular one, the Cinderella's Castle, the premier toy box Cinderella's Castle is really far away? Well, here I've got it all nice and up in your face. And I say Agrabah and More. Look on the right, there's Agrabah, just as advertised. So why don't we go check out Agrabah? I've also got a line of track here, you notice, and a couple of cars to drive around in. That was kind of the design of the park, was to have everything be connected by a road to let you get from places easier. The Automatopia cars, they're not as fast as a lot of the cars, but they're a good pace to explore it. Well, we've got Agrabah over there, and I got a couple of cars parked here at Agrabah, 2 of them for multiplayer, so let's go to Agrabah. Control. So yeah, this took a while to develop. I built Agrabah first. So yeah, here we are. Here's Agrabah. Got like some benches and stuff set out to tell you, hey, that's where you're supposed to be. Got the gate to Agrabah there. Got these big minarets all over the place, making a nice, easy to spot skyline. Let's take a look. Just a quick look inside. It's still pretty simple. Like I said, this is pretty basic. You got a guard over there. There's a room to the right, which currently has absolutely nothing in it. So I actually have it kind of cordoned off here. But you see over there, that's the Cave of Wonders. The Cave of Wonders took forever to do. I'll show you about that. It's got a nice maze in there. You can't really tell from here just how big this thing really is. It's actually really, really big. I put a lot of time into it. Of course, there's a reward for getting the treasure at the end. And I also hid what I like to call a maintenance room in there somewhere, if you can find it. I've hidden it away fairly cleverly. But you can reach it just by playing the game. The idea of the maintenance room is it contains a bunch of the widgets and gizmos that make this thing work. It has the music source in it. It has the little widget that lets you change it from day to night. Just all sorts of fun things. Anyway, let's continue on. The track is a closed loop, so even if all you want to do is just kind of roll around the countryside and take a look at things like that, like the giant hanging cliff I put in there, you can do that. You can play as Cars characters, which you can't really do in a lot of the things they've put out so far. And this is just kind of a little adventure park. It's got a bunch of stuff you can climb on. It's got a defense tower. It's got the Matterhorn with a fun little grinding rail on it. Of course, it's got some nice scenery too, and you can drive around it, you know, doing the slides and stuff. Plenty of space to go in, and everything is sealed off. That's one thing I'm fairly proud of. Is it's a fairly clean place, except for, you know, right here is the only place where I don't have it sealed in, and of course, it's possible to die in Agrabah, but you know, if you fall off here, you respawn right next to where you fell, so I didn't think that was terribly important to seal in. But everything else, it's all nice and patched in. It's all sealed. It's pretty fun. So that's part of the fun idea. So let's switch characters to see how you enjoy it from the Automatopia. I got Violet here. She's actually a pretty good character because she's actually a ranged attacker, which can be pretty handy since Mr. Incredible, the only way he does range is if he does this wind-up that takes longer to do than the Falcon Punch. So yeah, here's the Automatopia car. You'll notice it's a bit slower, but it's a good pace for cruising around here. And like I said, there's 2 in case of multiplayer. So the Cinderella's castle doesn't really have much to it. It's still pretty basic. The thing is, I can't really add that much to interact with. I'm already... Let's take a look at what I mean. Yeah, see if I hit that button there, see how full that bar is? The thing is, the little O on the bottom shows how well it would work in online play. So, for example, if I added just one more vehicle... Huh, it didn't change. Okay. Well, the idea is that if you add too many things to interact with, it can make things kind of hard to do. So, let's get rid of the Incredicopter here, because we don't need that. Anyway, I'll show you a quick overview of the park. I can do that if I change it to Spark mode and just go straight up. So yeah, see, there's the track loop right there. It's a complete loop, kind of an odd B shape. Oh, pretty high here to take a good look. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you see that giant thing of green over there that's bigger than Cinderella's castle? Yeah, that's the Cave of Wonders. It is really pretty big, and it's pretty fun to explore. The problem I have is that you can't really set up a distinct reward for somebody finding the end of your maze or interacting with your world, and that, I think, kind of does something to the motivation people would have to explore it, so... Kinda hurts, though. Oh well, it took a while to do, and if you notice, a lot of the minarets and stuff are actually clipping into each other and into other terrain. There was kind of a bug that did that at first. I don't know if they've taken out the bug, but I really like the fact that you used to be able to clip terrain through each other. It would make it a whole lot easier to put things together. Like, I actually had to build Agrabah, all the floor and stuff I had to build out of this Agrabah castle piece, which has this strange cutoff here, which means I had to plug in a lot of holes and stuff in order to get everything to work right, in order for it to stay nice and clean. But I think it's just kind of a nice little design 101 thing that lets you see how to make a nice, clean, locked-in video game level. I mean, I might be a bit old-fashioned, but I haven't really played that much Minecraft, but I think it's good to have a nice sealed-in environment that you can explore. That's nice and safe, that you don't have to worry about bugging out. Like I said, it's only possible to die in 2 places, one place where it's not that important, and the other one, of course, in the Cave of Wonders, in order to make it actually dangerous to explore, and thus a bit more exciting. So anyway, that's Adventure Park. This is version 1.2 so far. The version I've sent to Disney is 1.1. I figured I'd see if I could do some more tweaks before I send it to Disney one more time. I'm going to see if I can get them to update it for me, and that's Adventure Park. Oh yeah, and what I was saying before about the button mapping. To launch Violet's attacks, you actually have to hit the Y button, which is, on the Xbox 360 controller, the weirdest place to put a basic attack. You'd think it would be B or X, but B is actually block. And X is like pick up or talk to. You'd think if you swapped X and Y, the game would be a whole lot easier to play. So yeah, Disney Infinity, the toy box is pretty fun. The actual gameplay, though, not so much. So anyway, that is Adventure Park. Hopefully you'll see it soon on the internet, and this is Kohdok signing off.